Make it a good day.
We're back, we're live, and we're ready for 2021. Coming up today, are you a fan of HGTV or Chip and Joanna? Well, we have some good news for you in the hot dish. Then, Minneapolis representing. The new season of RuPaul has a Minneapolis queen on the runway, and she's joining us live following the shocking season premiere. And a lot has happened over the last 2 weeks, including several new movies. I'm going to have my reviews of Wonder Woman and Pixar's Soul. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Let's make it a good day, a good month, and a good year. Hey, everybody, welcome to 2021. We are back live from our studios in Eden Prairie. Hope you guys had a great holiday season. I know she did. I'm looking at her right now. Please welcome the Ice Queen, and not in a bad way. She jumped in ice while I was gone. You'll see that later. My dear friend, I missed her. It's Kendall.
Hi.
Mark.
Hi.
I don't know why I put a long pause between your first name. It's Kendall. Mark. How you doing?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I have missed you.
I've missed you too. Yes, I am the Ice Queen today.
Yeah, I got, you're going to see it a little bit later in the show. There's a few things I got a lot of messages about from y'all throughout I've been gone for 2 weeks. The one that I got the most comments about, you. Did you see what Kendall did? You should do it. Who's the chicken, Jace? They're challenging me.
What?
They're like, if Kendall did it, you should do it. They're like, if you were a gentleman, you would have jumped in ice. I go, I'm not.
I'm not.
And I'm not going to. I shan't, as I like to say, I shan't be doing that.
No.
But
no.
I shall be saying hello to our first audience of 2021. Please welcome Julie, Lindsay, and Lexi. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
Okay, Julie, I'm loving you because you're keeping the tree up.
One more week.
Okay, I was going to ask, when you're leaving it up one more week?
Yep.
Okay, when you're
Yep,
done.
we got it late.
Okay,
Gotta enjoy it.
when you're done, would you mind coming over and taking down mine as well?
I don't know. You got a lot of stags at your place. That sounds like a lot of work.
There's a lot of boxes. There's a lot of boxes. Hi, Lindsay and Lexi.
Hey. Hi.
Where are you guys calling from?
Buffalo, Minnesota.
Oh, fantastic. How did you guys have a good holiday?
We did. Fabulous.
Oh, good. Well, you both look beautiful today. Thank you for joining us. The ladies will be with us all throughout the hour. But yeah, so I've been gone for 2 weeks, and you know, I want to say before, you know, I'm going to probably fill this week with stories of the break, and I just want to make kind of a blanket statement. You know me, I try to be respectful and I try to be cautious. I want to say that I am self-aware enough to know that I am lucky to be able to take a break when there's so many horrible things going on in the world. So I just want to be self-check myself. I realize that, but I'm going to tell you these stories just to make you laugh. And again, I wouldn't have gone, had I not had COVID, I would have been in a basement wrapped in cellophane. So, but we did. We went on a little trip, and I almost got into a fist fight.
Really?
I am 46 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not a fighter.
No, you're a lover.
Thank you, Kendall. I was hoping someone would say that. I knew Jeff wouldn't, but
No.
yeah, I'm a gentle soul, but I almost legit got into a fist fight. It was on New Year's Eve, and the place we were staying at, you know, they had a socially distant little bar, and there were premium seating, you know, seating was at a premium, I should say, on New Year's Eve. So, and I was out of state. This wasn't, I want to be clear, this wasn't in Minnesota. So I kept my eye on this one particular chair. And I told Colin, I go, I'm going to watch that chair because I think they're going to get up soon. The couple got up, and I went right over there, and I grabbed the back of the bar stool. And as I'm holding the bar stool, this guy sits in the chair. And I looked at him, and I go, hello. I go, this is my chair. And he looks at me like face to face, and he goes, who says? And I went, me, because I'm holding the chair. And he goes, no. And he sat down on the chair, and I went, oh. And he went like this. He goes, I don't want you to throw a fit. He made like an effeminate kind of homophobic gesture. And I went, oh, no. I have a fuse, but I have a very, and I looked at him. I might have called him a name, and we were face to face, and I punted him with my shoulder. And I thought, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? I'm starting a fight at a whole, like, what am I? And Colin is back, you know, calling the divorce attorney. Like, this is the moment Jason loses it. Like, here we're at a hotel lobby bar on New Year's Eve. This is when Jason is going to be taken away. But I went like this, Kendall. I went, ugh. You know, and I know thyself. Wow. I'm not the most Popeye-ish guy, but that really torqued me. I was like, oh no, you won't speak to me that way.
No.
He backed down. He sat down. Hour later, he apologized.
He did. He apologized.
He apologized for making, because you know it was a very anti-gay little gesture that he made. He gestured that I was feminine, and I was like, oh no, I'm 6'2", buddy, and I will put you in the ground pretty easily, because he was down there. He was a little shorter. So I was like, bloop, but I did not do that. So yeah, no good. Security was called.
I can't believe people think it's okay to act like that.
Well, you know.
It's so rude.
There may have been some Bud Light. I don't know. Yeah. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Jeff, a little slow on the draw there with the applause for 2021.
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
Chris Rock was on CBS Sunday Morning yesterday. He's taking coronavirus very seriously. So serious, he wouldn't even allow the TV crew, including Gayle King. He was like, Gayle, you cannot come in my house. Look.
How old were you when you dropped out of high school? What grade were you in?
I was probably in the 10th.
10th grade?
10th grade.
And what was your game plan?
My game plan was to keep working at Red Lobster, get my truck driver's license.
That was it?
And kind of drive a truck like my dad. Like, you know. And honestly, Gayle, if you would have offered me in like 1989, 90, right before I got on Saturday Night Live, if you would have offered me a job that paid $10, $12 an hour, I would have never told another joke in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
There is a vaccine that is available.
Yes, there's a vaccine. Can't wait.
I was going to ask you, you know, there is some trepidation among many people in the black community in particular about taking the vaccine.
I'm going to put it this way. Do I take Tylenol when I get a headache? Yes. Do I know what's in Tylenol? I don't know what's in Tylenol, Gayle. I just know my headache's gone. Do I know what's in a Big Mac, Gayle? No. I just know it's delicious.
2 all beef patties, special sauce.
I don't know what's in that sauce, Gayle.
Okay, you have to admit, we have had experts, we've had doctors, we've had politicians talk to us about the vaccine. Chris Rock put it in the best way possible. I don't know what's in ibuprofen. I can't even spell ibuprofen, but I take it.
I know. And the Big Mac, too.
I love Chris. Another great interview of his recently was, I know, broken record, his interview with Howard Stern. Talked about therapy, talked about his early life, and I love that. I didn't know Chris worked at Red Lobster. We're fellow Claw alumnus.
I thought I looked right at you. I was like, that's going to be a fun one.
And his dad was a truck driver, and my dad was a truck driver.
Really?
For Dean's Milk. Yeah, he was a literal milkman. Huh. Yeah, and then he worked for a box company.
That's cool.
He delivered boxes.
You're the same person as Chris Rock.
Well, kind of. Not really at all. 2020 wasn't terrible for Chris. He got rave reviews for his role in the latest season of Fargo on FX and says he finally learned how to swim. His Netflix special, Total Blackout, debuts next week. Love the Chris. Next on the hot dish, my friends, get your credit card ready. Kendall, may I use yours?
I don't know if it works, but sure.
Okay. We have another streaming service for you to download. Discovery Plus launches today. That will include shows from 14 networks. HGTV, Food Network, TLC, the Discovery Channel. I think my mom's favorite is in there, Discovery, Investigation Discovery. The service is $4.99, okay, a month with ads, and then $6.99 without the commercials. So if you like Guy Fieri, you like Joanna, you like Penguins, it's all right there. Here's the question, though. Do we need this? I ask this every time we tell you about a new streaming service. Is this one that you, Kendall Mark, will you actually do this?
I would get it if I didn't already have YouTube TV because I like Magnolia Network. I want to check out, and you can't, I don't know where else you can get it. So that's Chip and Joe's new thing.
Is that on? Is Magnolia Network on right now?
I don't know if it's anywhere else other than this. That's why that's without, and Jordan watches a lot of those channels, and I just, HGTV is where I live, so.
Yeah. Well, no matter what time of the day, if you turn on HGTV, there's a Property Brothers show going on. They have more shows. I've never, I mean, and I don't have, I have a couple shows, but every show, it's like the Property Brothers do dog houses. The Property Brothers redo funeral homes. They have challenges. They do every show on HGTV has the Property Brothers on it.
Did you know that one of them is with Zooey Deschanel?
I did know that.
Oh, I thought I was gonna
Which
drop
one?
some
Is
sauce.
it the handyman or the realtor guy?
I don't remember. I can't tell.
Realtor. I always pronounce that wrong and I get emails. What is it?
Why?
Realtor.
Realtor.
Is that right? Yeah.
You can pronounce it however you want to pronounce it, people. Calm down.
No, you can't. This ain't, what do you mean you can't? We're not just going to start redoing words.
I think you can, whatever, stir the tea and it's fine.
Who are you, Hilaria Baldwin?
We'll get to
Redoing words? I'm sassy today. See, this is what 2 weeks off, this is what 2 weeks off does. I'm sassy. I've been nice to Jeff for 4 hours. I've been consistently nice to Jeff.
I don't know. I mean, Ted and I are going to have to look at the tape.
Fine, examine the tape on that. This is a Zapruder film. We have a lot more to come. Go get some more coffee. We'll be back right after this.
We're not done with the first hot dish of the new year. Next, what's your resolution? Changing your name to Celine Dion, perhaps? Well, sorry, someone already took that one, and TMZ has the story. Then another Minnesota queen is lip-syncing for her life on RuPaul, and she just happens to be a friend. From the new season of Drag Race, Minneapolis' own Utica Queen will join us live. And I don't need a lasso of truth to give you my true feelings about Wonder Woman 84. My review is coming up. Stay right there.
Of course, Miss Walters. I'm wondering what's happened with all of your exciting plans that you had for your comeback. You were going to hit the scene again.
Well, Andrew, as I said when I was on your late night think tank program, what would happen next? I'm sorry? Oh, watch what happens live. Potato, potato. I could have never anticipated that every day would go back to being a Chico's kind of day. But then again, hindsight is 2020. Luckily, my tech-savvy super friend, Gail Gudot, 84, set me up on an exciting new site they call The Zoom. Now I can play word games with Pippin's Ben Vereen, TV scene stealer and Civil War vet Betty White, spayed and neutered game show legend Bob Barker, Broadway's Legs for Days Cheetah Rivera, knockout grill master George Foreman, and British funny man Victoria Beckham.
Okay. Why isn't Sherry O'Terry in more places? I loves her.
I know.
I loves her. Sherry O'Terry on CNN's New Year's Eve with Andy and Anderson. Yeah.
Hindsight is 2020.
I wasn't watching anything. I was too busy almost getting into a fist fight with Mr. New Jersey.
Oh, it's always those Jersey folks.
We gave everybody, we were people watching, and we were giving everybody nicknames.
Yeah.
Like there was Shoeless Joe Jackson. There was a woman who was at the bar, and she didn't have shoes on, and she put her shoes on the bar, which was disgusting to me. She put her furry little shoes, her little hobbit shoes, on the bar. So we called her Shoeless Joe Jackson. And then we had Lenny and Squiggy who were with her. And then we had New Jersey Mike. Yeah. Given nicknames.
I like it.
You know, on Mondays, we get a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for the first time in 2021 to our good friend Brad from TMZ. Happy New Year, Brad.
You guys too. Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. This first story hits close to home, literally, because Paisley Park is about 4 miles down the road. What's going on with Prince's estate?
Well, Jason, the IRS actually is getting involved in this because they say that the estate is undervalued and therefore owes a lot of money in taxes. So the estate has been valued by investors at $80 million. Now, the IRS is saying that is about half of the actual amount. They believe it's valued at $160 million. And because of that, there's about $32 million owed in taxes. So this is obviously going to be quite a legal battle with a lot of money at stake too. And there's also multi-million-dollar penalties for undervaluing an estate like this as well.
Oh, this will go on for months and months and months. Next.
I'd be surprised if it was that short.
Yeah, you know what? The minute
it
it came, Brad, you're right. The minute it came out of my mouth, what years and years and years. There we go. The Biebs is out with a new music video, and he looks different. Am I seeing things, or I'm not seeing something actually?
That's exactly it. You're not seeing something. You're seeing the magic of makeup. Justin Bieber released his new single over the break. It's called Anyone. And in the music video, he plays a boxer, but you'll notice he's without any of his tattoos. Justin actually put up a sped up version of the makeup process where he sits in a chair in his underwear and he gets spray brushed to cover up all those tattoos, because if you've seen Justin Bieber shirtless, he is covered in ink. There's more ink there than not now. So it was a long process, but the video and the single are getting some great reviews.
Fun fact, Brad, we have to do that to my sidekick Kendall every day on this show. We just airbrush all of her tattoos away.
All those face tattoos, right.
Yep, all of them. Finally, Prince Harry's biographer says he's become a shadow of his old self. What does he mean? What is this?
It's a little dramatic, because this is the same biographer who did the 2018 piece about Prince Harry, and says that now he's just not the same, and they believe and they blame Meghan Markle for that. They say, look, he cares more about Hollywood now. He's tucked his family away into a multi-million-dollar home. He wants to be seen doing public goods and public deeds, and they blame Meghan. And this is kind of more of the same that we saw from British tabloids, and was part of the reason that they left the UK, was for all the heat that she was taking.
I am so sick of this. He is a grown A man.
I know.
It's so blaming her for everything. Bad haircut, it's Meghan's fault. He has a little bit of upset stomach, it's Meghan's fault. It's stupid.
I know. We'll see. I don't know that they'll speak to this at all. I know Prince Harry and Meghan have stayed reserved, and sometimes they've spoken out, but interesting to see if this thing snowballs.
Yeah, absolutely. Brad, here's to a prosperous new year, my friend.
You as well.
Bye, Brad. TMZ, everybody, TMZ.com for more, and TMZ on TV. Speaking of Justin Bieber, man, I had about 7 or 8 Ubers during the last 14 days. Mm-hmm. No joke. Half the time we got into the Uber, Justin Bieber's Holy was on the radio. That song was following me. I don't know what's going on.
Was it saying something about you?
Oh, wow. Shade, party of one, shade. Wow. Okay, writing this down. Don't like Kindle in 2021. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was telling me to go to church, but every time I got into the Uber, Holy was on.
Holy, holy, holy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Next in the dish, there's a new Celine Dion in town. Literally. Thomas Dodd is a British Celine superfan and was watching one of her concerts on Christmas Eve. Had a few too many drinks. How many drinks? Well, he went online and legally changed his name to Celine Dion.
Headquarters is rejoicing in Golden Valley.
Okay. Let's just end the show, because nothing's going to be better than this. He told the New York Post he didn't remember doing it, but the official paperwork showed up a few days later, addressed to Mr. Celine Dion.
He's having a moment, everyone. Deep breaths.
This isn't totally out of character for him. A few weeks ago, while cocktailing, he hired an Elsa impersonator to perform in his driveway. He says he's keeping the name for now. Let's go to our audience. I'm going to change all of their names. Julie, I'm changing your name officially to Pat Benatar.
Oh, fabulous.
Okay. Lindsay, you will now be known as Juice Newton. And Lexi, you will be now known as songstress Carly Simon. Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I can't. Do I love him, or do I? I think I love him. I do.
I think you do.
How can you not love that? I have done a lot of goofy things after a cocktail. Mm-hmm. I have never thought about changing my name to J.R. Ewing. Well, I probably have.
Probably have. Be
My
honest.
initials are JR.
Yes,
And I
let's be
paid a lot of money for that. But yeah,
I mean, I wish there would have been a home video system set up to like record him in this process, because I bet in his state it was probably a very like emotional, beautiful thing, and then he woke up and was like, "What?"
But there is just something beautiful. I think it's the Celine thing. If it would have been, other than Juice Newton, just the fact that, and then the letter addressed to Mr. Celine Dion.
It's official.
There's nothing better so far in 2021 than that.
No.
It's fantastic.
Pretty good.
Next in the dish, while we were off, there was a story that dominated Hollywood, and it involves Hillary Baldwin, wife of Alec. Now take a look. Let's start here. Take a look at this clip from 2012.
How's married life?
Married life is really nice. It feels different. It really feels different. But I didn't think it was going to be different, but it feels quite different.
What's the thing that surprised you the most?
I think just the fact that it feels different. We like to say husband and wife a lot.
Yeah.
I call him husband now. I say, husband, where are you?
Yeah, that's...
He says, where's my wife? How's
Take
my
a
wife
look.
doing?
Here we go.
The thing that surprised me the most, ma'am, that Alec couldn't figure out that my name is Hillary. Hilaria is being accused of faking a Spanish accent and pretending to be from Spain. She was actually born in Boston and apparently went by Hillary until 2009. She says her family was bilingual and she traveled to Spain every year growing up, and her accent, which is very Dorit Kimley, crops up when she's been speaking Spanish. Alec's brother Billy called the whole situation awkward. It's a word, and told Page Six, quote, "We all have issues." Absolutely. I got to tell you, this is who I feel sorry for. Alec can take care of himself. Hillary, you did it to yourself. I feel bad for the 394 relatives like Billy Baldwin who are asked about this. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to add to it. Like if my brother-in-law, Leo, if he walked around going, "I'm Leonardo DiCaprio," you know what I mean? I would be nice if asked about it in the press and go, "Oh, that's Leo," But come on, Hilaria.
This whole thing, and then she went on Instagram and tried to sort of tell people why it's just being misconstrued, and then that didn't go well, and then she tried to do it again. And it
well, and the whole cucumber thing. The clip
yes,
popped
that
up,
was it, where she couldn't remember how to say.
She couldn't remember how to say cucumber. It's cucumber.
Yeah, she was like, in Spanish,
Well, and this hits close to home for me because if you've watched me for any length of time, you know, no kidding, this sort of kind of happened to me about 13 years ago. I was dating someone who was British, and I thought was British.
Yeah.
And come to find out, while enjoying a relaxing massage, I received a call from a reporter asking if I had a quote. And I said, "A quote about what?" And me being me goes, I thought to myself, what is it, about my failing career? What do you want to quote about? And he said, "No, the fact that your boyfriend is not from England. He's from up north. He isn't a tennis person. He doesn't work for Hillary's campaign. And what's your comment?" And
But I mean, didn't we all do that?
Okay, just like we don't all change words, we don't all change our accents. No, Kendall, we don't all do this.
I may have done that at Blarney's several times in college.
Blarney's is different. To your boyfriend, permanently, is a little different.
Maybe he really, really liked you and didn't want to give it up.
I don't know. It was just, it'll be a chapter in the book eventually. So,
Whole chapter.
Yeah. You can Google it. You can see the whole story. I think CJ's headline was, "Jason Matheson, the Anne Hathaway of the Twin Cities." Because this happened to Anne Hathaway, too. Yeah. It was interesting. Anyway. Still ahead, Kendall meets up with a local artist known for her landscape paintings. But next, the new season of RuPaul's Drag Race debuted over the break, and we're chatting with one of the contestants who has been on our show before. Utica Queen joins us live when we come back. Back in a moment. Say hello to our audience, Julie, Lexi, and Lindsay.
Attention queens in the pork chop loading dock. All is not lost. You all have a chance to return to the competition. But first, you must give one of your fellow queens the chop.
Yes. Drama. We were all gagging. Season 13 of the Emmy-winning reality show RuPaul's Drag Race ended with a cliffhanger in its season premiere on Friday night. 13 queens faced off in 6 different lip syncs, with the losers at risk of going home. And that includes our good friend, Minnesota's very own, joining us live, Utica Queen. Hi, Utica. Oh
my gosh, hello.
It is so good to see you.
Oh my goodness. I wish I could say the same. Can't see you one bit. But you know what? Your beautiful, beautiful voice is just the sound I need.
Well, I got to tell you, the minute I heard of your casting, I immediately sent you a message. I want to try to get through as much information as I can because I'm so curious about so many things. Let me start with the audition tape, Utica. When you submit an audition tape, what do you include in the audition tape?
Oh my gosh, in the audition tape, you gotta put in a bunch of stuff to really showcase every little bit of who you are. Like just wrap all of what you are in a little nutshell. Let's see, you gotta put in runways. You gotta put in your snatch game, like your crazy characters. You gotta do acting. You gotta walk that runway. You gotta show every little crazy look that you can, and to really showcase the best version of yourself that you could possibly imagine in a little nugget, and then send it off.
Okay, darling, take me to the moment. Take us to the moment that you got the call. What is that like? Does it come email? Does it come homing pigeon? Does a Harry Potter owl come to your house? What happens?
You know it. You know it. I actually was on my friend's balcony. I felt like a princess. I got a call and they're like, "Are you alone?" And I'm like, "Yes," as I draped myself over the railing. And my friends were down having a smoke and I was just like basking in the sunlight. And, they call me and they're like, "Congratulations, you're on RuPaul's Drag Race season 13. And I screamed on the top of the balcony. I was like, "What? It's crazy." And yeah, it's been just a wild ride since that crazy phone call.
Now, whenever you can't say something, because Lord knows I do not want to get you in trouble, you just nod your head. But my next question is this. There's always been the rumor that the queens are told in advance the types of themes so you know what kind of clothes to bring. Is that true?
Well, I think that is like, they give you a list at the start, like, hey, this is what you could possibly be in tune for. When it comes to like down to the very specifics of when and where it is, those are all up in the air, but they do give you a little idea of what could be on the show.
Okay, we're watching the season premiere right now. For people that don't know the show, I don't want to go on too much about the format, but this was a big format change. Usually the season premiere, all the queens are in the workroom. They all get to, they do a little challenge together. This was so different because pairs of queens immediately had to go in front of RuPaul and do a lip sync. What was going through your mind, Utica? We're watching you right now. What in the world was going in your mind when Ru told you to get to the runway?
Whoa, shift change, crazy. What's happening? Like one flew over the cuckoo's nest, crazy. Like it's just nuts. I did not expect to get onto that stage so quickly, and then to do what you do best in front of the like gay icon. Like what? Like it's crazy. Like it was definitely just, it shook me up inside, outside, all the sides. Like to be thrown into the fray that quickly it definitely threw me for a loop. Because
every queen has songs that they know top, bottom, tip, and tail. How confident were you of your song? Was it one that you've done before?
I have not done my song Rumors by Lindsay Lohan before. To be perfectly honest, I did not know that Lindsay, love you girl, did music. I was like, oh, this is a good song. Like I am a really big Lindsay Lohan fan now. Like I will say, like it's, for me, throw a song at me. I love like I love all different kinds of music, all different kinds of work to show your art form with. And that one was definitely a challenge for me. There was like fast parts of the song, and then there was like dramatic, like get those cameras off of me parts of the song. And I was like, you know what? I got this. And I want to be as goofy and as Utica as I can on that stage.
We have 30 seconds. My last question brings us to the final moments of the season premiere. As we said a few minutes ago, Rue says to all of you in the Pork Chop Lounge, you guys can stay, but one person has to be eliminated, and you guys have to vote. So my question to you is, obviously we'll find out next week what happens, but I think this is a safe question. How long did it take for you to decide who to send home?
Oh, goodness. Stay tuned. No, it took a minute. You walk into a room, you just meet these people. Now someone has to go. How do you choose?
Yeah.
How?
And you don't know them. You don't know them.
You don't know. There's many different options. You could pick them right random. You could pick for like an arbitrary random reason. You could do based on there's so many different ways you could choose. Like how? For me, I would say it was relatively quick.
Good.
But I'll stay tuned.
Yeah, because I have the one that I want to go home, but I'm not going to be shady on episode 1. But anyway, I love you. You know how I feel. I'll say it publicly. I adore you. I think you're one of Minneapolis's best, and I can't wait for you to show the country how good you are. So I will be watching every week, praying.
Thank you so much, Jason, and God bless to you too. Thank you. You've always been a good Judy.
Always. I always will be. Utica Queen, everybody. RuPaul's Drag Race airs Friday nights on VH1. Just a good escape if you're looking for it. Good people. Still ahead, Kendall meets up with a local artist, Abby Holden, when we come back. Back in a moment. Getting the pork chop. Welcome back. You've seen her colorful creations on walls, fashion, and on furniture. Artist Abby Holden is known for her landscape paintings and textile designs, and Kendall visited her local studio to learn about letting her creativity shine during the pandemic.
Okay, Abby, thank you for bringing us to your beautifully lit studio.
Thanks for stopping by.
Do you actually use all this? Like, for real?
I do, and I know they don't look clean, but they are clean. But yes, I do use all of them, and I kind of fly through brushes.
How did you get into painting? When did you start? Like, were you a little kid, or did this happen later in life?
I was little. My grandma, my dad's mom, was a painter, and she was prolific, and I always knew that I loved it, so I'd kind of go over to her house and paint with her, and then in school I studied it, and I kind of just knew from the get-go that this is what I needed to do.
Where do you get inspiration from? Because they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I would assume mostly landscapes.
Yeah, and a lot of it is from places that I've traveled, or sometimes I just make up landscapes, like maybe a place that is just kind of dreamy. I don't really use photos. I kind of just have all these images in my head that I go from. And
really?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
I don't think so, but it's more fun for me that way. It feels a little more like kind of play and less like copying a photo.
A lot of the colors seem to sort of all blend together. They work together. What attracted you to more of these earth colors?
The landscape here is so pretty, and the blues and the greens, and you get all the seasons, and even just like a gray sky to me can be really pretty. So it's really just kind of my surroundings I've been really inspired by.
So somebody's like, I have a photo for you.
Yes.
I want you to paint this landscape. You can do that though,
yes.
right?
Yes, yeah. So I'll look at the photo and then I'll kind of put it down and go from there.
Okay, so people can buy and purchase your work online, but you also sell it locally too, right?
Sell them at a shop in Excelsior called Gray Home and Lifestyle, and they were my first stores that I started selling with, and so yeah, they've been awesome for my business, and just the mom and daughter that own it are great, and so it's a fun little local shop to work with.
I wanted to ask you, Abby, like, you have this in your head. You don't have an image to look at. You've got a blank canvas. Where do you start first?
I always start with the sky. I'm not really sure why. It's really, I think, the most fun part to paint for me. And then I choose the colors that I want to do. Sometimes it's depending on what house it's going in and what color their walls are, what color their furniture is. And I work in layers. So oil paint takes a long time to dry, like 2 weeks to dry. So
what?
Yeah, because it's not water-based, so it's oil, so it won't evaporate quickly. So after about 2 weeks of painting is normally done.
How long did it take you to do this one?
This is the first layer, so it'll probably be a couple more times going back to it and adding more detail and color. My hope is to have it done by the end of the week here.
You've worked with a couple different companies or people who are on the Jason Show, fans may have heard of. One of them is one of my sister's favorites.
Yeah, right before I started my business, I was based out east in Philadelphia working for a company called Lilly Pulitzer. So I was doing pattern design for them. So I was painting patterns, and then it would be turned into a pattern that would be printed on a dress or a notebook or kind of any type of home or clothing line.
What's your favorite out of it all? Painting?
Painting has been my kind of one true love. It was the first thing I discovered as a kid, and I think it will always be my favorite. It's just kind of like play to me, and it really just makes me so happy.
Kendall always classing up the joint with some culture. With some culture. Beautiful work, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like her work. I found her on Instagram, and I think just local artists right now are having such a hard time because they don't have their normal trade shows or galleries. And talking to her about it was really interesting. You know, support local artists. So
they're beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
really pretty.
It's fantastic. It's the type of art that I like. I'm not an art. Jewelry, it's a little fine. I don't think jewelry and art. I don't know if I have good taste. I can't go into a jewelry store and go, is that a tacky ring or a not tacky ring? I feel the same way about art. I just like stuff, but I don't have, a good barometer. I don't think I have a good barometer.
Okay, yeah, it's very soothing, very serene, and very Minnesotan. I mean, I think a lot of people would like her artwork.
We should get one in here to soothe Jeff. You know, but like a little picture over there just to soothe him.
Put it against the wall.
That's right. Jeff, go look at the picture. Go look at the picture.
Picture time.
By the way, guess what I found, Kendall?
What?
My Jeff Bell. That's right.
I thought we threw that away, Tyler, while he was gone.
To learn more about her art and other work, check out abbyholden.com. Still ahead, 2 highly anticipated movies premiered over the holiday break. I'm giving my review on Wonder Woman 1984 and Disney Pixar's Soul when we come back. Back in a moment.
I don't want to be like anyone. I want to be an apex predator.
You've always had everything, while people like me have had nothing. Well, now it's my turn. Get used to it.
Okay. The movie many of you watched over the holidays with Wonder Woman 1984 streaming on HBO Max and playing in some theaters. This is where I'm coming from. I always like to give you the cracker. Here's, the base, the cake part. I loved the first Wonder Woman movie from a few years ago. And I loved the TV show. Remember I told you I revealed for the first time that I used to dress up as Wonder Woman when I was a kid. I made my own stars on my underoos. I can't say I loved Wonder Woman 1984. I can't even say I small L liked it. I can say, unfortunately, I capital H hated it. Not just disliked it, I hated it.
Wow.
Hated it.
Okay.
I wrote down, I have a 5-point plan. I feel like Al Gore. I have a 5-point plan here.
To solve global warming.
There's a 2000 reference. I'm going to put it in a lockbox.
Inevitable
Anyway, okay, would you like me to go through my list of why I didn't like the movie, Kendall?
Sure.
Here we go. Barely any Wonder Woman. Executive producer Jeff and I figured it out. She's Wonder Woman, Jeff, in the beginning, and then she's not Wonder Woman for another hour and a half.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Wonder Woman. I want Wonder Woman. It's like getting Rice-A-Roni with no Roni. No 80s stuff. You're calling a movie 1984, and you don't take advantage of the music, the fashion, atmospherics. You don't make any references to the original one. No, anyway, they could have done more winks to the original Wonder Woman show within the movie. You know what I mean? Put a creepy guy under a roller coaster. That's a very random reference to a very famous Wonder Woman episode. Too long.
How long is it?
4 hours. No, it's like 2.5. Oh. They could have cut 45 minutes out of it. Kristen Wiig, she was basically one of her characters on SNL. And then when she turned into the kitty, She looked, it was awful. It looked like James Corden in Cats. Or, yeah, it looked a little mangy. The resolution at the end, I'm not going to give anything away, but how they get everything back to normal was ridiculous. And finally, the whole Chris Pine thing, ridiculous.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
So there was a time when some of the reviewers were saying, we did a quote about, one of them said this is the best superhero movie since 1984. Like, this is just, and now more recently, people like you be not liking it.
And I got to say, because I take no joy in bashing this movie for all the reasons, and I'm a huge Patty Jenkins fan, the director.
Yeah.
I love her. I can't wait to see what she does. And I love a good, strong woman-based movie. This just failed in every other way. Yeah. So let's move on to something positive, okay? And by the way, a third Wonder Woman movie is already in the works. It wasn't the only, but she has 4 years to write that one. It wasn't the only big movie to open on Christmas. The latest Pixar movie, Soul, started streaming on Disney+. This I liked. This I liked. Directed by Minnesota's own Pete Docter. That's right, from a story from him and a couple other fabulous storytellers. I don't want to give too much away, but Jamie Foxx plays the lead character whose joy in life comes from music, specifically jazz. Something happens right about now, and it's kind of a journey to discover what your spark is. And what you think your spark is isn't so overt. It's sometimes a little more not so obvious to you. And you learn, basically it's about appreciating the small things in life, like this microphone and Starbucks making my drink right. You know what I mean? The small things in life.
Okay.
The only problem I have with this, and I you know I love a good Pixar, my only problem is it's a little convoluted. It's a little muddy in the middle. If I was a kid, I would be like, okay, this is about the hereafter, and then who are these string people? And then what does he have to do to get his body back? I'm 46, and I barely followed the plot. I think it was a little too dense for kids. That's just me, though. And I can't wait for you to see it, because it's still beautiful. The animation looks like a movie. They have come such a long way from Toy Story, the artists at Pixar, but I love it. The music, Jamie Foxx does such a good job. Felicia Rashad's in it as well. It's so good. Yeah.
My sister really liked it too.
Yeah.
I know, she said.
Only a little beef, a little heavy on the plot. Too many things. We're going to take a break, everybody. By the way, you can see that on Disney+. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. I realized I was a little spicy today. A little spicy. I feel like sometimes I want to balance it out because I don't want to think I hate everything. But
Oh, you don't hate everything.
no, I don't hate everything.
No.
I love you.
Mhm.
I love Ted.
Mhm.
You can watch our show on YouTube if you miss any of our episodes. Just go to YouTube, search for The Jason Show, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that bell, and it'll remind you when new episodes have uploaded. That's right. And I love Jeff too, just for the record. I do.
Aw, that was
He
nice.
has a special place in my heart, right here.
Small,
Oh,
but
sometimes
special.
right there, but it's fine. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. Let's say goodbye to our lovely ladies of our virtual audience, Julie, Lexi, and Lindsay. Ladies, thank you so much. Oh, let me ask any of you, has anybody seen Wonder Woman? Did anybody see Wonder Woman?
I love Wonder Woman, but I'm really not interested in this one.
That's why I love you, Julie. That's why I love you. Lexi and Lindsay, have a great new year. Same to you, Julie. Thank you for being here. Love you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
As I said at the top of the show, we're going to show you some video. Kendall, explain yourself. What's happening in this video right here? What are you doing?
Well, first up, this is me doing the ice dive of 2021 that I was dared to do by one person. One person said, I dare you to jump. And I said, fine, I'll do it. It was very cold. I am very not properly prepared. Very poor performance because of that. But I took like a 5-hour bath and I feel better now. And oh, and happy birthday, Dad.
You road runnered right out of that water. Did you see her?
so fast.
She was like a Three Stooges. She was like, Rear.
I was
hey,
like dying.
I'm proud of you because
Thank you.
no, I shan't be doing that.
No.
I shan't. And you said happy birthday
yeah,
to your
happy
dad.
birthday, Dad,
You can do
I
it
love you.
slower. We're fine on time.
Sorry.
We'll run right into the news. It's fine.
Nobody cares. It's
Amy
fine.
Hockert's fine. She'll wait till we're done with the news. That's right.
Thanks, Amy.
Amy, we're going to go long.
Say happy birthday to my dad.
Yeah. Tomorrow on the show, Stephanie Hansen's back, everybody. Oh, it's Butler, too, over there. Butler doesn't care. We're going to talk soup with Stephanie Hansen. Go out there and be yourself, everybody, because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow.